Hi, knitting and crochet friends, yarny people. This is Sally on Camp Creek, and I know I made a video yesterday, but I remembered work in progress that I was going to talk about on that video, because if I do, then I will be forced to work on it this week, and I need to work on it. So let me get it over here. Real quick, I wanted to show it to you. This is blocks. Imperfect blocks, granny square blocks that I'm going to put together to make an Afghan for the middle grandson. So far he's the middle. You never know. I may have some more. Yes, they are not uniform. Or I should say no, they're not uniform. And they are made out of mainstay Walmart yarn, 100% acrylic. Use an I hook, but I used an H hook in the colorway green. And I actually have some Red Heart Christmas green in here. It's not exactly a match, but close enough. And if I mix it up, because one reason I haven't finished it was Walmart doesn't have any more of this because it's not Christmas. I've got a whole bunch of these, and I thought that I was close to the end because I only want it to be like 40 inches wide, and then however long it takes to make the little creature. So this is a creature blanket. This is about a yard and that much wide. And then here's the black. It's not any scratchier than Red Heart, I don't think. And it's what they had, and it was a little cheaper too. The girls, their blankets are made out of Lion Brand mandala that I had that they picked out. The little one, hers is made out of Karen Cakes, a big yarn. And I couldn't even remember what I made for her at first. I had to really think about it. I just knitted a corner to corner. It's actually the giant washcloth. We call them a swaddler when you make it out of baby yarn. And they're really great to wrap babies in. Just the grandma's washcloth pattern where you start out with 3 or 5 stitches. Everyone does a little bit different. And you back and forth garter stitch. When you get it to a certain width, however wide you want it, you start decreasing. You make it till you get down to those stitches, and it comes out with the edge. Everybody's made those. That's knitted, I think. If you make that out of a bamboo or a real delicate cotton, or even if you want a wool, lighter weight wool, you get a swaddler to wrap a baby in. I made a lot of bamboo ones. I made some wool ones too. But anyway, that's what the little one wanted. Hers was easy, but it ended up costing me $40 because that yarn was not cheap. She picked the yarn out. We were in a yarn store, and she just loved it because it was rainbow, and she's 4. That's Noah is her favorite story, you know. So I told all the kids I would make them a blanket, and this is the third one. Now the boys, they wanted plushy things. This is going to be that creeper guy, some game. He's some guy off a game, and the blocks are green, and then the facial part is black. So green and black, and he looks like this. But mine's going to look like this, because I don't want to make no scary thing for my grandkid or anybody else. So like I said, it's these colors. Anyway, I had no idea. He come up with this. Some game. I think it's a creeper. I think the guy's a creeper. And he said he blows up. Anyway. And, you know, see, I should just leave these strings on here, because that kind of looks like something's blown up, doesn't it? Like your yarn's blown up. Anyhow. So I was watching Terry, Yarn Joy Terry, and she was showing some amigurumi things. And that's what reminded me of this blanket, because 2 of the boys want an amigurumi, and I made one and it was ugly. And I really, when I make the next one, I just don't really want it to be ugly. I'm really tired of my amigurumis looking so ugly. So I've been watching Yarn Joy Terry from Yarn Joy, um, for some inspiration on making nicer looking stuffed toys. Anyway, that's what I'm doing today. The house is quiet as the kids are all on spring break and everybody's gone off somewhere. And I'm here with my crochet and my knitting. And although I miss the kids, I enjoy the quiet sometimes. It hasn't been too quiet though, because the goat keeps getting stuck in the fence. I've been out there 3 times and pulled her stupid head out of the fence. And I say stupid, she is a stupid goat, because 2 or 3 times a day, while she's standing in 5-inch grass, she gets her head stuck in the fence reaching for a weed. If she's standing in the good stuff, you know, hay everywhere and Bermuda and fescue and all the different grass that grows out there, and she's wanting that stinking whatever it is across the fence, and she sticks her head in there and she gets her horn stuck, and then she stands there and goes meh, 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 and you think, where is that coming from? And well, now we know, because we've had her for a long time. But for a long time I'd hear it and I'd think, what's that noise? Now I know. Put your boots on, get some gloves, walk out there, go down and up and over, and hopefully the billy goat will be kind and ignore you today and pull her head out of the fence. She's always got to be rescued. And yes, the billy goat is very nice. Having grown up around billy goats, though, I always expect his temperament to turn on a dime and him to say, what are you doing in my pasture? And smack, Anyway, he's nice. He did bite my glove yesterday. I don't know why he did that. He thought I was hurting his woman, I think. As I was trying to maneuver her head, get it out of the spot she was stuck. No one else can get stuck in the fence. Nobody knows how she does it. She just does it. Anyway, that's the only excitement we've had. Thank the Lord. Cows have all stayed where they're supposed to. Praise the Lord. The dog did not chase anybody. Upsman hasn't been here, so Max has not tried to eat him. Thank goodness. Nothing's got a chicken, although I did have a hawk yesterday. But he left when the dog pricked up his ears and acted like he was going to eat him if he got a chicken. So all's good on the farm, and I'm just enjoying the day with some coffee and some crochet and making plans in my mind to make a better looking stuffed thing than I made last time. The second to the oldest boy wanted a rocket because he loves rockets and space. So I made this rocket, and it is the ugliest thing I ever made. I mean, like I said, I could, if I knew how to put a picture on here, I'd show you a picture of it. It's very ugly. But he loved it, and that's okay. And I made it out of mostly mainstay yarn. Because it's tough as leather. It holds up in any weather, as Ellie Mae says. And that's what this is. And no, it's not the best, most funnest thing to work with because it's a bit scratchy. But my grandkids love anything you make for them, and so they're going to drag it all over the farm. They're going to turn it into a tent, and they have already. They're going to hang it over a tree branch and use it as a backdrop for a puppet play, or to hide in, or to lay on, or to let the cow lay on, or whatever. And so, you make it out of something that's in essence plastic and cannot be destroyed. And then you're not irritated with them, because I want them to use what I make them. I want them to enjoy it and to remember me and think of me as they wear it out. That's the whole point, is to wear it out. Love it to death. That's what you do with the blanket your grandma makes. So anyway, that's That's why. It's a pretty color, but it's very scratchy. But that's the purpose of all of that. Now the girls are made out of mandala, and it's softer, but it was yarn that I had in my stash, and so um, I don't expect that it will hold up forever because, like I said, they drag them around and lay them on the ground and take them here and there, and that's fine. That's okay. That's what they're for. That's what you want them to be for. I don't want them to pull up something out of the closet and say, oh, my grandma made me that, but I wasn't allowed to use it. One time I had an aunt make me a Barbie doll wedding dress, and it was so pretty. I loved it. And the only thing I liked to do with Barbies was try to sew them dresses when I was little. I was always trying to just make them things, and dress them. And my mom made a lot of dresses for me, but this was really special. And it had a bouquet and it had a veil and the whole 9 yards. I think she even had a little purse that was made out of lace. It was very pretty. But when she gave it to me, she told me not to play with it. Just save it. And I was like 8. I didn't know what I was saving it for. I asked, what am I saving it for? And she said, well, when you get married someday, you'll want to use it as a table decoration, I think is what they told me. Like to put it on the Barbie and stand her on the table. Anyway, I didn't do that. But later, years later, I had that thing and it was discolored and dusty, and I got it out and I thought, oh, I should have just played with that. I would have had fonder memories had I played with that dress. And I didn't play with Barbies very long, short time. And mostly because I wanted to make them things and dress them, I don't want my blankets to be like that. I want them to love them to death. I want them to have to be thrown away because there's nothing left. That's what I want. So it's okay if they drag them around. Anyway, have a good day. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your Saturday. So far, the cows have stayed where they belong, and the dog hasn't eaten anyone. The Ups man hasn't been here for him to chase. He hasn't barked at anybody, thank goodness. The goats pretty much are behaving, except, like I said, the one nameless goat won't quit sticking her head through the fence. I've been up there 3 times, pull her head out of the fence. There's a lesson in that. I don't know why she can stand in this deep, beautiful grass and want a dried up old weed that's on the other side of the fence. There's some kind of a lesson there. There's a spiritual lesson in that. Learning to be happy where God put you. The grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. It's an illusion. And when you stick your head in there, it's going to get stuck. And then you're going to be stuck in a spot you can't get out of. And someone's going to have to walk over, go up the hill, and drag their old self up there and pull your head out of the hole you got it stuck in that had no business being stuck in. You're going to have to be rescued. And when you're getting rescued, the old lady's going to grouch at you and complain and tell you how dumb you are the whole time. And then you're going to trot on down the hill and 3 hours later probably do it again. Some people never learn. Some goats never learn. Anyway, have a great day. Happy farming.